coming up next.
It definitely boils down to what's your definition of success.
Mm-hmm.
Like I definitely had to learn that because younger, it's like, oh, I got to be a millionaire, I got to do all that crap. You know what I'm saying? But the way I was in my childhood, like all of that stuff and at school was completely different. All of it changed once I started SVS. Hell nah, man. So look, I'm in the process. I'm in the state of my life where I'm trying to make some money. You know, the Tubi epidemic is huge, right? You know, people are, whether you like it or love it, Tubi is big. You know what I'm saying? So Lene, I had a relationship with her. You know what I'm saying? Like we worked together before on a film, and I felt she was the one who she would take it the most serious. Like she was willing to put in the work. Like she was willing to listen to me and take the direction and that where she needs to be. But she came that next rehearsal, man. She fucking blew me away.
She did great. She was so dynamic to at one point. She was a crazy girl. At one point, she was cool. The next point, she was sexy.
Right.
The next point, she was back crazy. And then she was very versatile in her role, dog.
Yes,
that was a good choice, man.
Like we was in this small ass house. It was one bathroom.
Damn.
That was my biggest concern because if one person had to take a shit,
it's over with.
It was like the whole house about to smell this, man. But nobody ever had to take a shit. I'm like, yo.
Building a legacy, so watch how you study me. You know it's inherited, ain't no comparison, stacking up guaranteed. Moving so militant, consistent and disciplined. Getting that paper and stacking it up, no time for no chilling, man. Building a legacy, so watch how you study me. You know it's inherited, ain't no comparison, stacking up guaranteed. Moving so militant, consistent and disciplined. Getting that paper and stacking it up, no time for no chilling, man.
Yo, what's good? It's Sir Gates, and welcome back to the Inherited Podcast. Hope y'all having a good day. But today, another great guest. Know this man for a while. Been doing great things out here. See, he already hyped out. I like. My boy Miles Triplett is in the building. Director, producer, the filmmaker of the year. Man, what's going on with you, bro? You all right?
I'm good, brother. I'm okay, man. How you doing, man?
Good, man. It's a blessing to be here, dog.
I had to set like 3 alarms. I ain't gonna hold you, bro.
It's all good, man. At least, well, I ain't gonna call nobody out, but some folks didn't show up sometimes. You know, I'm pretty
Fuck
sure.
them. We can cuss, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. Be you dog 100%, my boy.
Shit.
So I know you know how that is sometimes with people, but
man, fuck them. That's what makes my mind say. You don't show up? Fuck them, all right? Moving
that's
on.
why I invited Miles, man. I know he's gonna bring the energy for sure. For sure. So look, before we get started, right? So I know you're not nervous, but some folks is. So let's do a little icebreaker real quick. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pull a card from this deck, right? I don't know what it's gonna say. I haven't been through this deck before. You know, the ones I did pull, now I didn't hear no more. So whatever it is, we both gonna answer it. So we're gonna see what this says. Let's see what we got. If you had to teach a class on one thing, what would you teach?
Oh shit. I would teach people. I would have a general life class. You know how in school they'd be like, oh, you know, we weren't taught about credit and we weren't taught about finances and just like the basic shit you need to survive in life. You know what I'm saying? You taught the mathematics and social studies, history, like all of that crap, but you're not really taught when you leave school all of the shit you got to go through. Like I would genuinely teach a class on that. I feel like people don't understand what's going to happen to you when you leave high school, or you leave college, when you leave whatever nest that you at and you on your own. People aren't taught a bunch of stuff and you're stuck figuring it out, and then you're learning through errors and trial and error and mistakes and stuff. I would genuinely teach people, hey, this is credit, nigga. This is what happens. This is what you need. This is how it goes. You fuck it up. This is, hey, damn, you know, you fucked up, but this is how you get it back. Teach people how to change a tire. You know what I'm saying? Teach people just how to get an apartment. Teach people shit that they genuinely need.
The real deal life skills and not that fluff stuff we be learning sometimes. Yeah.
Yes. Like there's so much fluff that's in the education system.
Understood.
Like, I would really want people to learn what, just, you know, survival skills, what you really need to know.
Because you need those skills in life for real. Like some people don't realize it's more than just out here getting a job. You gotta learn how to survive sometimes. Shit.
Nigga, like,
honestly,
you gotta
outside of that.
Yes, you gotta learn how to make, you know, $1 into 10. You know what I'm saying? You really gotta learn how to really like if you learn the system that you're in, you know what I'm saying? Even the public education system, that's a system that you're in that was designed on everything. You know?
Let's set
But
up.
it was design, you know what I'm saying? So learn the design of the system that you're in. And then once you learn the system, you're able to, you can thrive in it.
That's a fact. So for me, if I could teach one thing in the class, right, I would have to say it'd be something depending on like discipline and like self-help type situation, like self-progress, get yourself progressing in a way. Only reason why is because I just feel like, say if you do got a goal, right, and you want to accomplish that goal, you're not going to get that goal accomplished just off of sheer inspiration, motivation, somebody cheering you on, because all that stuff can come to a halt one day. And if you don't have a foundation of discipline, you're not going to be able to get it done. Because discipline, again, I'll say it trumps all that stuff. If you don't want to get up in the morning, if you don't want to do this or do that, if you got discipline, you're going to do it anyways.
Absolutely.
And with self-development, you're not going to progress in life being the same person you was yesterday, last month, last year. It's so hard to do it because you're only going to be, that's your ceiling you got of whom you are at that point in time. So discipline and personal development is the two things that I would teach if I had to teach something in a classroom setting or a school.
Man, I completely agree with the discipline part, man. But just from what I've learned, it's like some motherfuckers ain't got it. Some motherfuckers genuinely like it's.
So you feel like discipline can't be taught? Yeah, or like picked up, just have to be.
I feel like if you don't understand the concept of discipline, then you can't really be taught that. Like you can be told, look, man, this is what I did to get to this place. You know what I'm saying? I've seen it change people. I've seen, people be giving examples of, hey, this is what I did to get to this place. This is my story. This is how I grinded out. And it's like, oh, snap. Okay, this is what he did. Okay, so I got to be disciplined. This is what I got to do. Like you could take, the biggest thing is, people are trying to lose weight and shit. To do that, you need discipline.
You're right.
You can see it. You can see trainings. You can go to training. You can hire a trainer. You can see programs. You can read all of that crap. If you don't have the discipline in yourself to do it, then really can't be taught.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Like you kind of just out here. So it's like I wish that could be taught as well because so many people genuinely need it. But just throughout these years, when I've learned that, some people just genuinely don't have that discipline.
Yeah, so y'all been looking at me and Miles start school in the future teaching real deal life skills and discipline and all that good stuff, man.
Hey, trying to get
be
you
on the
right.
lookout. So look, man. So with this podcast, what I really like to do is just dig into the person, right? And I want people to really get your origin story of where you started, how you grew up, like where you from, and because all those things play a big part into where people are today in their life, right? So, so if you can, just take us back to young Miles, a child Miles, still at home with mom and dad, or however you may have grown up. So just give us your origin story of how was childhood, growing up, navigating school, and talk about that until, I guess, to college. So how was that for Miles?
Shit, man. Whenever I think about it, man, that Miles is a completely different Miles than the nigga y'all see today. Like, for real,
That's a good thing, though.
Like, it is, man, because from, like, school, I was very much, I was like the smart kid. Like I was the person you cheat off of for tests and stuff. Like I was very quiet. I was super nice. You know what I'm saying? I ain't bother nobody. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I never drew any attention to me. I was very shy. I was a very nervous kid, man. I didn't try to stand out in any way. I just wanted to, go to school, talk to my friends and go home type shit. So yeah, essentially that was it, man. I grew up very strict. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't able to do a lot of things. Like I didn't go to a lot of school events. Never went to prom. Never went to no school
Was that a personal decision or like
parents?
So did you grow up with both parents in the household?
Yeah.
Why would didn't want you to attend those type of events though?
At the end of the day, religion. Like you.
If you don't mind me asking, what is your religion? So people don't know.
I am Muslim. So it's a lot of people believe you're not supposed to mingle like with the sexes and stuff. So that's basically how I grew up. I was never really I didn't go to the movies like by myself until I was like 17. Well, after I graduated college. I'm not college, high school. So like a lot of that, it wasn't you know what I'm saying? I didn't have a lot of experiences outside of school. Like I loved going to school because that was I was able to leave the house, you know what I'm saying? I was able to actually go and
That was
talk
an
to
outlet,
people. And
yeah.
bro, people would always be like, man, I hate being here. I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? This is great.
This is great.
What do you mean, bro? This is the highlight of my day, bro. But not knowing that they were living lives, you know what I'm saying? They were skipping school, going and, doing things, going to places and stuff. I would always hear about movie theaters and, oh yeah, man, we was out here, we was doing this. I'm like, damn, for real, I was in bed by 9, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so the way I was in my childhood, like all of that stuff and at school was completely different. All of it changed once I started SVS. Like genuinely, it was like a switch that just went off. Like my senior year in high school when I started like SVS Productions. The personality. Honestly, I always say I said fuck it. I said fuck all of this, bro. Like I'm going off. Like you know what I'm saying? I'm about to leave the house. I'm about to go off to college. You know what I'm saying? Like just fuck it. I'm about to do whatever I want to do. And shit, that's what I did.
How does your family feel about that? Well, not family, just your mom and dad, as far as you just, I don't want to say breaking away from your, like the religious boundaries, but just you, hey, I'm about to go into this world and may go against some things that we may believe in, but did you tell them like your plans or how did that go?
Hell no, I ain't telling them, man. I just did it. For real, bro. It was just because how it's kind of taught in my family is like once you turn 18, you know what I'm saying, you on your own. You do your thing. Like we ain't got no say over what you do, and that's kind of the mindset I had. It was like I'm about to turn 18. I ain't got to tell you nothing. I ain't got to do nothing with you. I ain't got to. You know what I'm saying? What's it in ATL? I ain't trying to kick you with you.
You were going there. Yeah. You said it's that time, y'all.
For real, bro. It's like I really ain't got to tell you nothing. So really, I mean, throughout the years, they've just seen, you know what I'm saying? Not like as far as me going and telling them my plan or anything. It was just like, oh, well, okay, I guess this is what he's doing now. So yeah, that's really how it went.
So the fact that you weren't kind of able, like you say, because of religion, like mingle and really get to, I guess, like build social skills with people, do you think that hindered you growing up, or was it just that's just how it was and now I'm here, I'm gonna change, or did you see any effects of it as you got older and tried to get into the social world?
Man, hell yeah, man. Look, bro, my freshman year of college, my nigga, when I say I always say I felt like a fucking gazelle surrounded by lions. Like I felt like I was just this innocent boy who never done shit. Like when I got to college my freshman year, bro, I'm seeing people smoke, you know what I'm saying? I'm seeing people drink.
So it was kind of a culture shock to you.
Bro, it was heavy. Like, yeah, bro. I'm like, bro, we're 18. What are y'all doing? This is illegal, guys. We can't drink, man. Like, I'm seeing all of these things. I'm seeing people talk. I'm seeing the stories, people talking about high school. I'm like, bro, you were like 14 when it happened. Like, what? So it's like a bunch of stuff that social skills, like I found out that this is a good example I can give you. Like
let me hear.
The first day of freshman year, so I was ready to get out the house. So I was like one of the first ones to move in and shit. So, you know what I'm saying? I was like 9 a.m. so everybody is piling in and stuff. So finally like my suite mates, they get there and it's like 3 people over there and I'm in my room like by myself and I'm like, okay, all right, I gotta go and I gotta go meet people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I gotta get out here, right? So I brought a stack of Uno cards to college because I love
that was
Uno.
your piece treaty. Let's play some Uno, dog.
Nigga,
you can't go wrong with Uno, though.
You can't. I'm like, come on, man. Nigga, I'm about to set this bitch off with these Uno cards, bro. I went in there and I'm like, hey, like, none of them know me. I didn't even introduce myself, bro. First thing I said was, hey, does anybody want to play Uno?
Like,
and these niggas, when I say these niggas look like niggas, I felt terrible for like 3 seconds, bro. And then like one of the dudes, he was just like, nah, you know what I'm saying? We can play some spades though. Yeah. I never played spades. I never knew how to fucking...
Wait, do you know how to play now?
I know how to play now. I know. Thanks to college. Straight up. But yeah, I ain't know how to play spades. And I was like, I don't know how to play that. And it just got quiet. I just walked back to my room, bro. I felt like a loser.
Oh, wait, so they denied the offer to play?
Yeah,
damn.
These niggas looked at me
like
you virgin ass nigga. I'm like, golly, bro. So that happened. And then later on in the day, I'm still in high spirits. I'm like, all right, come on, I still got to do something. So it's like a group of people like in the, like in front of South Hall, like at ASU, the dormitory.
Shout out to South Hall.
Come on, man.
Yes, sir.
And I go out there. It's like 10 people. I go out there and also, you know, with dressing wise, so I had on a sweater vest, right?
That's how I first met you, man. That's how I first met my boy.
I had on a sweater vest. You know, it's Albany. It was like 100 degrees. I had on a sweater, man. So I go, and it was the one that says sweater vest swag. So I go out there, and I'm like, first thing is, hey guys, my name's Miles. And they all just stare at me, bro. Nobody saying nothing, bro. I felt like a loser. Like, yo, why is nobody like responding to my advances? You know? Like, what do I do, man? And so they just stared at me for like 5 seconds, and then, you know, R.I.P. man, Tony.
Tony, man.
Yeah, man. He has spoke up. He was like, hey, what's up, man? I'm Tony. And then like everybody started introducing themselves. And honestly, Tony, he was the first person who kind of made me feel comfortable, like at ASU. But them social skills, man, I had to learn all of that like my freshman year. I learned so much.
So again, like I say, when I first met you, I seen the sweater vest and everything. I didn't know who you were. I've always had seen you in passing and whatnot, but so what is the history behind the infamous sweater vest? So where did that come from? Where did it start? And why did you decide to, one, turn it into a brand and stick with it and keep going?
Man, okay, so
let them have it.
You ever you ever seen Fairly Odd Parents?
Yes, sir. It was one of my favorite cartoons.
Okay. So
was it
black
Wanda
kid,
and
Cosmo?
Yeah, Cosmo and Wanda.
the black kid, AJ, on there, he wore a sweater vest. So it was an episode where Timmy was wearing AJ's sweater vest, and somebody had said something. He was like, "Oh, well, sweater vests are lady killers." And I was like,
wait. I didn't know that was gonna be the inspiration of the story right there. That's funny as hell, dog.
So and this was 6th grade. So me as an 11-year-old kid, I'm like, oh shit, for real? That's how I get girls? I gotta get a sweater vest, right? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I was 11 years old. I had no money, you know what I'm saying? I didn't come from money and none of that. But I was freshman year in high school. I was with my mom at fucking Kohl's, and I saw a sweater vest, and I fucking lost it, bro. Like, I was like, holy crap.
You was like that?
It was genuinely one of those moments, bro. I'm like, yo, it's a real sweater vest. Like,
it has to be meant to be.
Wow. And I literally kind of begged my mom, like, yo, can I please get this fucking sweater vest? Please. And she got it for me, man. And yeah, bro, that's been the mindset. And then after, you know, me thinking about Fairly Odd Parents, I liked wearing them. So I wore them like throughout high school, really. And I only had 5. Like I got 5 by my senior year. I had 5 sweater vests. So I remember I wanted to be known for wearing sweater vests because I just liked them so much. So it was one week where I wore all 5 sweater vests Monday through Friday. And after that week, people just started talking about me in sweater vests. Like, oh yeah, Miles, he loves wearing sweater vests. Oh, all that crap. And some people were making fun of me for it. So I just got the idea to, this is once again when I was like, fuck it. Like my senior year, as far as like being social or being hindered and all that crap, or caring about what other people think. So my senior year, I just thought of making a parody video about wearing sweater vests. And it's, you know, shout out to Soulja Boy, genuinely, because it was only because he had that song Pretty Boy Swag out, and sweater vest just went with it. You know what I'm saying? Pretty Boy Swag, sweater vest swag.
You really got a real full timeline on how this came. I love it. Keep going. I love it. Everything is matching up now. Adding up here.
So, because he had that song, I was just joking with my friend, like, oh, I'm gonna make a parody called Sweater Vest Swag, because, you know, people keep talking about me and crap. And I just went home one day, man, I was bored. I was just joking about it, but I was like, oh, fuck it, let me do it. Let me actually put it together and do it. And I put it together, I made that video. And just from making that video, it was like, oh shit, I like making content. Like I love the process of making this video, but it wasn't until I put the video out and it was trash. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a terrible
early stages
video, right?
Sometimes, yeah.
But you know, people let me know that it was trash.
At least you had some criticism coming back, some honest criticism.
I'd say that first year SBS was the most honest criticism I ever got.
Turn you into a man
quickly, boy. And people were just talking shit about me, man. And I'm just like, and people were talking about the video, so I was more offended, like, I've always tried to be good at everything that I do. So I'm like, yo, man, hey, fuck y'all, nigga. You know what I'm saying? If I really try, you know what I'm saying? It could be dope.
Yeah.
So it was more so me trying to show people that, hey, man, if I really put my mind to this shit, you know what I'm saying? I could actually make something dope. So for those next couple of months, I made like 6 more videos and people started to see the progress. So I could see like in September when I made the first video, by the time we got to April, people were like, oh shit, hey Miles, they were dope. Like people who were saying like the first video was trash, they were saying like the 6th video was
turn them into believers,
actually
man.
dope. Yeah, so it's like me seeing that process, and then during that, I just fell in love with the video making process, and I was like, yo, I really want to keep doing this.
Yeah. Okay. So, quick question, real quick. So I know you said because of Fairly Odd Parents, right? They said it was a lady killer. How you get the women? Did it ever work for you anytime in life? Where they're like, damn, Miles, I love that sweater vest shit. Did it ever work once?
How that shit sound to you, bro? Never. Have you ever fell for a guy with a sweater vest? My nigga, never.
All right. I just had to ask.
When I say this out loud, it's like, you idiot, bro. No girl has ever came to me like, hey, yo, man, I fucks with that sweater vest, bro. Like, yeah, nigga, let me give you some. No, bro, it's never.
So, so you were saying that you was getting a lot of criticism, right, for the sweater vest and that whole, well, not even saying era, because you still in that brand. How did you not let that criticism affect you in any way to where you're going to say, you know what, I'm not going to quit this. I'm going to keep going full-fledged ahead and just stick with it?
Yeah, because this was the time when I was like, fuck it. This was the time when I was like, fuck what y'all think. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck whatever you saying. But then also, I've always been a realist. And I'm like, things that they were saying, it wasn't not true. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like I was making great videos. Like, I knew the quality, the editing, like all of that was like, I was offbeat. Like, I was rapping offbeat on the song. So all of their criticisms, it was like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get what y'all are saying. Let me fix that. You know what I'm saying? Let me do better. Let me show you that I can do better. That's why by the time when I was, making that 6th video, it was like, oh crap, you're on beat. You know what I'm saying? Your editing has become more crisper. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like the only criticism that, it was people who weren't given. It was just like hate, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, yo, you look stupid, you dumb motherfucker, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck sweater vest, no, it was a lie. I was called gay. Like, it was a bunch of that, like, you know what I'm saying, going around in school. So it was like that criticism, I just never paid it. No, like, I can't even say I didn't pay no mind because up until this point, I didn't draw no attention to myself. So when I started dropping these videos, it was like I was a talk of the school. Like a bunch of people were talking about me, and I kind of became, I kind of became fascinated by it because I'm like, damn, I ain't never got all this attention before. So now all these people are talking about me.
Turn that around though, for real.
What?
This fan, as far as like you saying, you haven't got the attention to use that to be like, okay, I'm getting this now. Despite what kind it was, you let that fuel you for you to keep going.
Yeah, it could be what is like I like to prove motherfuckers wrong. You know what I'm saying? I like to take that and all right, you want to say this hard shit about all right, well look, motherfucker, look at this, type deal. So it was definitely like it fueled me definitely and inspired me to do like more and progress and get better and stuff. But yeah, it was like a small section of people who was like hate. It was just like fuck you, Miles, for doing this. And it was like I never been that type of person to be like, fuck you for doing what you want to do. It's like, if it sucks, I'll tell you it sucks, but it's not like, fuck you for doing it. But that's like the type of hate I was getting. It was like, damn, I'm literally just being myself. I'm just
Now I was about to ask that. Do you think the hate came from the actual content and stuff you were doing, or because you was just living in your truth, being you, and they didn't necessarily agree with that?
Man, like, when I was younger, I was thinking the first. I was thinking that was just hating on like the content. But growing up, you know what I'm saying, you looking back at situations, I feel like, we were 17 years old, so I feel like it was a lot of projecting. Like it was a lot of, oh, it's not Miles is just himself. You know what I'm saying? Miles is just doing what he wants to do. Oh, snap, I'm not doing what I want to do. I'm being fake, well, let me project my insecurities onto him. Like it's even been people that I went to high school with who were that way. Like it's a homie I got. Shout out to Dontavius Lawson, man. Like he was a big critic of mine in high school. And like years later, he came and apologized. Like, bro, like,
man, that's real.
Like, yeah, bro. I almost cried like when real. He did, bro, because it was like, it was real heavy. Like he was one of those who was really, I remember he yelled at me like in the middle of, not in the middle of class, but like going to class, like, you need to stop that shit, bro. You look motherfucking stupid. I'm just like, damn, bro, this works for the best, man. I know that deep, yo. Bro, but for him to come back and apologize, bro, it was like, it really almost made me cry because I'm like, damn, bro, I appreciate that. I appreciate you, you know, coming in, you know, saying that to me. Like, it really meant a lot to me. So that's why, yeah, I think it was just more projecting. Like, people were projecting their insecurities onto me.
So now fast forward, right? So you picked up the camera, you made your first video, you got better at it. So let's go to college, right? From then, what was your first project and or gig that you did in college with a camera? Because there's one thing I want to talk about in particular that everybody who want to know about. But so what was your first thing that you did in college?
Before I'm curious on when did you first?
We'll get there. Okay. We'll get there. It ain't nothing bad though.
Nah, it ain't gotta be bad. I guess I'm curious on what's the first things that some people like saw of mine. But so the first thing when I got to college, it was the same that first week, that same terrible ass loser ass first week I was having. So once again, I had no social skills, so I'm just when I'm at home, I'm used to just being in my room. So now, you know, when you're at college, you know, you're dorm, but you're learning where you live. You know, this is your
new home.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? This is your space and stuff. So it's like I didn't have to stay in my dorm, but I didn't know anything else. I'm used to just being in my dorm watching, or just being in my room watching TV. So I said to myself, okay, what am I about to do? Okay. And then at this time I was like, okay, I still want to do videos. All right. So I need to show, I went to Albany State University. I need to show ASU who I am and what I do. Right. So that first week I wrote a video to Swag Lines by Drake and to Headlines by Drake, and I called it Swag Lines. And it was basically me, like, you know, I was rapping about like what I do, like, oh, I make films, I rap about sweater vests, you know what I'm saying, like all that good stuff. And so that was the first video that I did, and yeah, I always regret that video because it was bad.
Why? It was because it was just that bad.
It was bad, and I looked stupid, man. Like for what I was saying, like I'm like, you know what I'm saying?
Go ahead and spit it, bro. I know you remember it. I know you remember it.
This nigga drinking, boy. What the fuck? Man, I'm on this track saying like, oh, hey, I wear sweater vests and I rap about sweater vests and stuff. It was just like, for this to be the introduction. But at that time, that's all I knew. You know what I'm saying? I came from making sweater vest swag videos, so let me keep making sweater vest swag videos. But the video was trash, and I feel like the reception that I got from it was trash. So that, like, I could have started off high, but that put me like down where I felt like I was trying to build myself out of that for the rest of college.
So, and then one thing I say about you, Miles, I even told my bro Edis, like, and the reason why I gravitate towards you and like what you doing, bro, you always been you, dog. You never changed up for nobody. Like, no matter what people said, no matter what was projected, you were just like, fuck it, I'm me. This how I'm coming, and this who I am. And you've been like that since day one. I commend you for that, because some people, you know, they'll get into the code switching and get into the putting the mask on for this and that situation. But I say for you, dog, you have never switched up, bro. And it takes a lot to do that, dog. A lot of folks can't do that, man.
I've learned that. And that was so weird to me. Like when people say that to me, it's like, it's always so weird to me, because to me, I'm looking like, why would you not be yourself? Like, why
society will do that to you sometimes.
Right. And I really had to learn that, because I really used to judge people like, yo, like, what are you doing, bro? You don't even like doing this. Like, why are you talking like this? Why are you why are you going to this event? Like, you just, you know what I'm saying? This isn't who you are type shit. And I used to judge people, but I really had to learn that everybody's process isn't the same. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Like, it literally, SVS is one of the things that helped me just be myself. Like, it helped me do that. And I learned that at an early age of, 17, but it's still people now that they don't understand, just being themselves, and they're still trying to like fit in and still trying to do certain things that aren't really for them. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? I don't like to be judgy about that anymore, because like everybody has their process. Everybody goes through, certain things to where they get to that certain place. So I didn't know that was such a wild thing.
But I mean, it is because nowadays you got to think about it. It's a little bit harder for, say, if somebody who grew up with a fragile ego or don't really know who they are. With social media now, it's just like that's the the pattern or the script of who you should be or who you should look like. So a lot of people are trying to live up to those standards to where they get lost into that and don't really know who they are as a person. So just imagine the Gen Z growing up. A lot of them kids are lost in the sauce, man.
Nigga. I mean, lost.
They drowning in it.
I mean, I don't even know how to save them niggas, bro.
It's hard,
they are
dude.
so far gone, bro. Yeah, the social media has made people, or these young people, it's like you can't, like, you've had conversations with
I tried, like, even with like younger, right? They 18, 19 now, but they're still in that Gen Z phase. But it's just like trying to,
you're born after 2000. Hey,
trying to get through them. It's just you talking to a brick wall. They just so set on the influencers and making money online. Cause I had to talk to my guy. He owns a restaurant, right? So right now he's struggling with employees. It's just the fact that everybody he get either are lazy, they come to the bare minimum, they just don't want to work. But say if all this technological shit goes down, they're not gonna know how to survive, bro. And that's just the sad part about it. You know, they got people like us and their parents that help them along the way, but you should just still know those basic skills to get through life, and they just lack those skills in a major way, and it's just sad, bro.
It make me scared, bro. Like this is the future.
Right, they gonna be taking care of us when we get older. Like who gonna do my surgery, dude? She gonna be on Instagram trying to do some open heart surgery or something.
I just pierced his heart.
Right.
I'm dead.
So that's tough, man. But so this is what I want to jump into, right? So back in college, Miles, you went viral, correct? A video of yours it took off across a couple of campuses actually in college. Do you remember that moment?
I'm not trying to sound cocky, but it was a couple, so I don't know which.
Well, was it the main one? Was it a dance?
Video.
Talk about this. Talk about the couple that did go viral, and then hop on the biggest one that went viral for you.
The first one, does it sound like what you were talking about, was the Nene dance video. Yeah, no, that motherfucker went.
So how did you feel about it, and what was the process when you made it, and did you think it was going to do what it did, or did it catch you by surprise?
Man, so Biscuit, shout out to Biscuit.
Shouts out to Biscuit.
He came to me like, hey man, he showed me like these videos other colleges were doing like on campus of the Nene dance video and stuff, and I was like, man, fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't doing that. Like at that time, bro, I was trying to be known for like doing comedy skits and stuff. So it's like that was my focus. And I it was like a music video type ish. And I had been doing music videos and I'm like, yeah, no, nigga, I really don't care to do none of that. So like later that night, I went and looked at the views those videos was getting. And I was like, oh, well, hey man. You know
they was doing numbers.
Yeah, they was doing like 100,000 and I ain't never had that before. I love to see what that be like. But then they were terrible. They were just like, there wasn't, well, I don't even want to say terrible. They didn't really have no editing to it. It was like somebody set up a tripod, put the camera on it, and then just put the clips together and stuff.
Post work,
yeah. So I'm like, if I could, finesse this, if I could spice this up, make a dope ass, edited music video-ish type, video, then this could be dope. So I went back to Biscuit like, hey man, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, fuck it. Never mind. Man. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead, let's rock out with that. So we did it, man, and that really was a big moment for me, like in SVS. So at that point, I've been doing videos for like 3 years, and normally it's just like me and my friends and stuff. But this is the first time where, you know what I'm saying, it was the school. You know what I'm saying? It
went crazy, bro.
100+ people, and they were all like looking at me, like, all right, what do we do next? I'm like, oh shit. Hey, all right, everybody over here. Everybody do this. Like, that was my first time, like, directing, like, you know what I'm saying, that many people and stuff. And, yeah, just having that many people come out and support. So, finally, when it's time to drop the video, obviously, I did it in hopes that it would get a bunch of views and stuff. But when we dropped it, man, it was, like, instant. It was, like...
You not lying. I remember me and Kai, shout out to my bro Sensei, we was in the dorm room. And of course, everybody was talking about it, but as soon as you just look at it, well, back then I don't think it was a pull down for a refresh. That shows how dated it was. But when you refresh it, like numbers going up, hour later refresh. God damn. Next thing you know, Miles was a talker to school.
Nigga,
boy.
Bro,
that shit caught wildfire, dog.
That shit was nuts, man. Like genuinely, that moment. That was such a big moment for me in SVS's history, like actually seeing. And then I was big on Instagram, like at that time. Like that was my main social media. So I didn't even get on Twitter. But Biscuit was like, bro, go get on Twitter, man. And I'm seeing on Twitter like all these people from different campuses, the different colleges and stuff. And also because Biscuit ass had called everybody out like at the end of the video, like, man, fuck AUC, man, fuck Clark, fuck. I'm like, God damn, bro. So all these schools is like responding and stuff. And then man, I used to love telling this story like years ago and stuff, bro. But like during that time, I maybe had like 1,000 followers, bro. Like when I say my phone, I was so scared my phone was about to explode because the notifications coming through, the calls, the texts, and the Instagram notifications, bro. My phone was literally like it was like that fire, bro. Like it was so.
Did it bring you any
hot.
anxiety? Or was it just like, all right, this is what's happening, let me just deal with it? Were you just like, God damn, I can't even?
Yeah, no, it was more so I was trying to like,
so you was with it,
bask in it, you know what I'm saying? I was trying to enjoy the moment and shit, bro. And like it was, I think I still don't know the exact number, but it was like I had to gain like 2,500 followers, like just within those couple of hours type deal. And just seeing all these people tag me and repost, the pictures that I was posting and talk about the video and stuff, bro. Like, no, that was a changing moment for me. But what sucks to me, I didn't get to really feel it because it was over Thanksgiving break.
Yeah.
So I dropped it. I dropped it during Thanksgiving break. And then we only came back for like a couple of days, and then we out for winter break. So it's like I didn't even really feel it until the next year. The next year when I came back, I had did a party for DJ Trey, and like when I was outside, I'm just seeing like all of these people like stare at me, and they was like,
me?
Yeah, I'm like the video niggas, like I'm recording the party type shit, and they all like staring at me, and then DJ Winning had came up to me, and that's really who like made me realize, oh snap, people are like fucking with me, people are like talking about me and stuff, because he just told me like, bro, that video went crazy, man, and like just that's when the women started to come. But yeah, all right.
So after that, when that happened, were you like on a verge, let me just keep chasing this high, go after, or was it just like, okay, this happened, and let me get back to what Miles loves to do best with the music and the music videos? Or was like, okay, I gotta follow up with this viral video and do another one kind of similar like it? Or how was the post of that viral video going for you?
For me, so another reason why I didn't want to do the Nene video was because I didn't want to be known as the Nene guy.
Yeah.
Like I didn't want to be known as like if the video went ham, like that would be my biggest video to this point. And I didn't want to be known for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? At that time, I was so focused on doing comedy skits and stuff. So when the video did what it did, I just said, okay, I got to grind harder to make sure people see like our other stuff. So this is what I was meaning by when you was like I had a viral moment, because I was working so hard trying to do other things so I wouldn't be known as that. So when we started doing SVS News, you know, so we're going around asking people questions like on campus, that started doing great numbers. That started getting us like talked about on other campuses and stuff. We started doing a shitload of comedy skits, and a couple of those were hitting. We were doing parody videos. We did a parody of Worst Behavior by Drake called Nerd Behavior. That did a bunch of views like on YouTube and stuff. So it's like I was very much focused on making sure people see that SVS, we're not just about, you know, doing this Nene video. We have like so much other stuff that we do.
Multifaceted. I love that. So after that moment, right? So now let's fast forward some more. After college, and you're still in content curation and filmmaking. So what was your first feature film that you made produced by SVS and your production company?
That first one was still in college. That first one was my senior year in college, called College Life. And it was just a process. You know what I'm saying? I went from doing parody videos to music videos to doing comedy skits to doing short films. And then I was like, well, the next step is to do a actual film. So yeah, man, I just kind of winged it. I ain't do no research. I just said, fuck it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's how you gotta do it sometimes, to jump in the deep end and get going.
Yeah, man, I really did jump in that deep end and, you know, try to see what was going on. And yeah, man, I just made that like my senior year in college. And after that, it was just like, oh, okay, this is the route that I want to take. Like this is the landing point for SVS. Like this is.
So was that when, not to cut you off, was that when you solidified that, or you kind of still always knew I want to do film or something like this, or was that the point like when you say, all right, film is what it is. Everything else either on the back burner or just a side hustle. And this is where I'm going. So that's what did it for you, was college life?
Yeah, doing that movie was like, no, yeah, I only want to, not only, but this is the main focus. Like, I want to continue making more films. Like, I want to make this long form content. Because up to that point, you know what I'm saying, I hadn't made nothing long. It was all like comedy skits and like little small short films. But making college life, it was like, okay, I want to be known as a filmmaker. So that's when I stopped the comedy skits. Like, I don't want to do, like when we were doing the comedy skits, it was like, you know, you're just trying to go viral. You're just trying to, you know, say some wild stuff to, you know, make people laugh and then make them share it and stuff. But I didn't want to be known for that anymore. So I stopped it. And yeah, once I did college life, it was like, okay, you're a filmmaker, make more films.
But it's good though, because in your films, the ones you acting, you're still that funny guy in your film. So it's like you still carry that on with you just being you throughout your process. And again, that's lovely for someone to be able to still live in their truth, be themselves throughout this long of a tenure of a career making content. So again, flowers to you for that.
Thank you, man.
So in the most recent film you dropped was Stripper Party, right? And prior to that, it was Social, correct?
Yeah, man.
So let's talk about those films, right?
Two
so I still need to
films right there.
Yes, they are. I still gotta get into the Stripper Party, but Social, I love that film, dog.
Thank you,
congrats
man.
to you on that.
Dog.
So, and my review on it, like right now, I'm in school for film and media because again, like I love content as well, but it was just for me, so much was going on to where I just love the respect of the game, right? So I just wanted to get some foundational things about film. How did it start? The history of it, just and deep dive into each genre, just to know how some of these great directors and producers really put together a feature project. So, but seeing you making these films, and back to Social, when I watched it, of course I was excited. Okay, Miles of course you dropped other stuff before that, but that was the first one I had time to watch in a while. So I had to make sure I watched it, but it was good. But in the beginning, the comedy of it was hilarious, dog. And it took me a while to catch on in the first few scenes just because it was less dialogue than when it actually continued. Because of course, I don't remember his name,
Gary.
the guy with the fro, Gary.
Yeah.
Because it was more of him, going through his emotions and then coming back home just in his own world. But once it actually picked up with everybody else, I gotta commend you on that, bro. So if y'all haven't seen that film, y'all gotta watch it. But so talk about what it took to make Social and the process of it and how you feel about it now that it's out and how's it doing?
Man, Social is, at this point in time, I've made 10 films. And Social is, I have a hard time choosing, but it's one of my top 2 best films, man. Social, and it meant so much to me, man. I'll try to make this quick, but like so the idea of it came from, well, you see, so that scene, the Uber driver scene.
That shit was so weird.
That scene was me. Like, I was the Uber driver.
Oh, I was about to say, he said, like, bro, what? Because he was in that back seat, was like, well, didn't he ask him about porn or something? Did he, what kind of porn you like?
He was like, yeah, what kind of porn do you watch? Shit. But, so I was the Uber driver, right? Okay. And I had this dude get in my car, bruh, and he was asking me these wild-ass questions. And in my head,
some wild questions, man.
Bruh. So in my head, I'm like, bruh, how lonely does this nigga gotta be, like, to ask me these questions? Like, he was genuinely trying to, like, become friends. He was like, man, let's go out. You know what I'm saying? Let's go out to eat and shit and all that. I'm just like, I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
Trying to take you where you going.
But I didn't say that, though. I did what happened in the movie. I just gave him a fake number, you know what I'm saying, and dipped out. And after I did that, leaving, I was like, yo, Buddy, I think Buddy was lonely. Like, I think Buddy was, like, genuinely lonely. And it made me start thinking about, well, how do you make friends as an adult? Like, he was trying to probably take this opportunity. Shit, I'm meeting somebody. Hey, let me try to make a friend and shit. And I gave this nigga fake number.
But from what he said, you can tell that, like you say, it was a real life situation. That was very socially awkward. Just a random guy who's just dropping you off and asking him, yo, so what kind of porn you like, dude? Like
what? Yeah. I didn't do that in college, nigga.
It was very weird. But also in that film, I like how, what's her name? Lene? One of the...
the actress, yeah.
So, like, each character, they all kind of had their own, like, mental or social disconnects, right? Yeah. So... and even the fitness trainer, you can tell she had to been bipolar as shit.
Yeah, bipolar.
Because it was just like, well, god damn. But you got some trainers though who they really are that hard. But her switch was on and off. So how did you inspired you to make these different kind of characters, and how did you say, okay, this person is a good fit for this character and this person is a good fit for that character? So how did you come about doing that as far as the casting as well?
Yeah, so when I thought of the idea for Social, like after Your Boy, like I was like, okay, I'm gonna make somebody who has social anxiety. And so when I'm fleshing out the film and I'm writing these other characters, I'm like, well, let me touch on, a bunch of other mental health like topics. You know what I'm saying? So let me give the girl, let me give her ADD. Let me give the fitness trainer. Let me give her bipolar, and then even the girl at the end, Kayla, depression. You know what I'm saying?
Kayla was Gary's ex-girlfriend,
right?
Yeah,
she was dealing with depression. So it was like, let me try to touch on all of these topics, but still. I love the saying of, giving medicine into candy. You know what I'm saying? Like still make it a funny movie, but still touch on these, sticky topics and these situations that people don't really talk about and stuff. So when it came to casting, man, so the character's name Gary is Gary because
here we go. Let me hear the story.
Well, his name is Gary. So initially, when I was writing the outline, I had him in mind for the role because when I say he's genuinely like he wasn't really acting like that's that nigga. Like, he was just like that. So I had him in mind for the character. So when I was writing the outline, I was just putting Gary because I didn't think of a name yet for like the actual character. So when I got done with the outline, I was like, yo, this shit is dope. Oh man, look, this movie is gonna be fire, bro. Like, this is so dope. And then I was like, I want to do it.
So like be in it.
I wanted to play Gary.
Oh, okay. I
was like, I wanted to try myself as an actor. I want to put myself in this role, and I felt like it would be so dope. When it came down to it, I was just like, and this is after I wrote the script and everything. When it came down to it, I was like, yeah, no, I literally wrote this for him. So even though I feel like I could have played it, it's best for him to play this role. So, and then when it came to Lene and casting Alexis, it was really. That was the hardest character to cast because I tried like 3 or 4 different girls and all of them weren't giving it to me. Like all of them were doing pretty bad because as you see, to me, she has the most dynamic character. She goes from
good.
here, yeah, she goes like low type deal. So Lene, I had a relationship with her. You know what I'm saying? Like we worked together before on a film, and I felt she was the one who she would take it the most serious. Like she was willing to put in the work. Like she was willing to listen to me and take the direction and where she needs to be. And even during rehearsal, she still wasn't getting it. So I remember it was a rehearsal where I told her like, hey, look, if you don't, come with it next rehearsal, you know what I'm saying? It's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I gotta get somebody else, man. Because just from what you see with the film, like it was just, I felt it could be such a great and powerful film. And I needed Alexis to be on point. But she came that next rehearsal, man. She fucking blew me away.
She did great. She was so dynamic to her at one point. She was a crazy girl. One point, she was cool. The next point, she was sexy.
Right.
The next point, she was bat crazy. And then she was very versatile in her role, dog.
Yes,
that was a good choice, man.
Thank you, man. No, and kudos to her. Like she definitely worked for that. She definitely worked to bring the vision that I had to life. So yeah.
So so now with Social. So after Social, when you went to the stripper party, what initiated that idea to make that script? Or was it just let me run it back real quick. Your role in Social though, as far as the perfect fit, the crazy hood nigga therapist, I love that. It's again, when I say you show up as you all the time, it even shows in the film. Like you potentially found out Gary was smashing not Lene, well, what was her name in the movie? Alexis. It was like, that's Miles all day. That's Miles all day. Like, let me come talk to you real quick. So
yeah,
I'm deserve a lot of them, but go watch that film. Well, let's fast forward,
man.
To stripper party. So how did that come about and that idea for that? Was that just another crazy idea out of mind of Miles, or what inspired that?
Hell nah, man. So look, I'm in the process. I'm in the state of my life where I'm trying to make some money. You dig? So I'm trying to
monetization. Let's do it.
I'm trying to make sure I monetize off. Social was the first film I ever really made some money off of. So when it came time to do another film, man, I was talking to some friends and stuff, and the Tubi epidemic is huge, right? People are whether you like it or love it, Tubi is big. You know what I'm saying? So
it's a platform on the list. Shit,
it's a big platform where a bunch of people are going and a bunch of people are making, you know what I'm saying, some good money off of it. So Stripper Party was an idea that I co-wrote with a friend of mine, Marcel, and it was really his idea. The what you call it? The synopsis, like the idea of Stripper Party. And we just, we fleshed it out and we did it, but it was more so we made it to try to see if we could make a certain amount of money on Tubi. Like knowing the audience that's on Tubi, seeing what they look for and stuff, we was like, okay, well, I think they would like this type of film. And so that's really, I'd say it was definitely an experiment rather than like something that, like Social, where, came from the heart with messages and stuff. It was definitely an experiment to see, can we make a designed film for this audience?
So was the casting for that difficult? Of course, you had some buns in there. You had a whole lot of stuff going on. So how was that casting process for that film? Because it's different. It's totally different.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, you got to be a certain type of motherfucker to be in that film. It was, I don't even say it was hard. We got lucky, to be honest, man. Like a lot of those people in that movie, man, we kind of lucked up on. Like 3 of the people in the movie were cast like 2 days before the first day of filming.
That's
like
rough.
Type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I added 2 roles in there just for these people, because like when we were like a week out, people were like hitting us up like, oh, you know what I'm saying, I would love to be in the film. Like we got a friend, Afo. He is a dope friend of mine, and like he's a big influencer, and he has these other influencer friends who like want to be, they want to transition to acting, they want to start doing movies and stuff. And he casted like 5 people in that film just because, you know what I'm saying, they wanted to do acting and stuff. So it's like we were lucky to get a bunch of those people. But as far as like even the main girls, even that was kind of tough because it was more so we had girls willing, but it was, the talent. It was just like,
yeah, because that's a different role. You gotta come.
You gotta be free. You gotta be comfortable, bro. Like on the table read, I told him straight up, look, man, y'all read the script. Okay, you understand what we need from this. We can't have you come in the set like, oh, okay, all right, are you ready? Like, hey, I need you to be comfortable, all right? You got to be in there ready to do whatever, you know what I'm saying? Not that we going to make it extreme, but you just,
got to act, you got to play the role.
You got to play the role. You got to be comfortable. It can't be once the cameras come on, because most of the time the cameras are off, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, are you going to be, making other people uncomfortable? Are you going to be shy and stuff, like when the cameras are off? But all of the people we got, man, I mean, cool. Like all of them was
that's
straight.
A blessing,
they
man,
understood. They understood the mission. They liked the script. You know what I'm saying? They was down for the comedy. They was down for the nakedness, the twerking, and all of that good stuff. So yeah, no, shout out to that cast, man. Like I still commend the fuck out of them for doing that film, because it was also like we shot it like quick. We shot it in like 4 fucking days.
The whole thing?
Yeah, man. So it was like the conditions that we were in as well. It was like we was in this small ass house. It was 1 bathroom.
Damn.
That was my biggest concern, because if one person had to take a shit,
it's
boy,
over with.
it was like the whole house about to smell this, man. But nobody ever had to take a shit. I'm like, yo.
They probably all knew the same thing. Like, it ain't gonna be me.
It ain't, you know what I'm saying?
It ain't about to be me.
Who the fuck? Because where we shooting in the living room, it's like 2 feet away from the bathroom, bro.
Oh
so,
yeah, they would have known.
You would have heard it. You would have smelled it.
Can't make that walk of shame coming out of there like that.
You know what I'm saying? But I told him straight up, if I gotta take a shit,
and that's you, Miles. I would expect that from you, dog.
I need y'all to know I'm not holding it. All right, it's going down. Pause. I'm about to take this shit, and I ain't bring no spray. So
stupid.
Hey, we gonna have to deal with it. But we never had to deal with it, man. So the conditions that we was in, like it was rough, but everybody was positive spirits. But everybody was happy to be there, man. Like. Nah, I'm actually very happy like for that movie, and it's doing really fucking good on Tubi.
I was just about to ask that. So out of Social and Stripper Party, which one is your favorite?
Well, Social. Okay.
Well,
yeah. Social's definitely like Social's that movie that's like that's my baby. Like out of all of my films, that's definitely like my baby that really meant the most to me, man, because that was the first time I actually felt like a writer. Like I write films, but I don't consider myself a writer because I really just write films because other people suck. Like I can't really find a good writer to write films and stuff. But with Social, when I wrote it, I felt it was funny. It had a message in it.
Yeah, it did.
It was, it was dope content. I felt like, holy crap, like I feel like if there were, where there are awards, I could get an award for writing like off of this because I just felt like it was super, super dope. And then like what it took to even, so I wrote that in 2018, bro.
Damn.
Like I wrote it in 2018 and we were supposed to do it in 2018, but the funding pulled out on us like 2 weeks before we would start to film. So I've had that since then. And then 2020 came around, I was able to finally get, really barely, we made that for $3,000. Like I was able to scrap up some money and we were finally able to do it then. So it's like, I've had that film on my heart since 2018. So to finally able to do it in 2020 and then go on the festival run in 2021 and then put it out in 2022, like it was, social genuinely means like the world to me. Like that's
what you call some good timeless content. It's like a song, right? It can be made at 1 year at one point in time, but it still can outlast its time. That's good content and timelessness. But so with your films and your whole the process throughout this stuff, was there ever a point in time where you was just like, fuck it, I want to quit and just I don't want to make films anymore? Or it's never been a time where you was just like saying, this ain't it for me anymore?
Never in my life, my nigga.
That's amazing.
Like never have I ever. And sometimes I feel bad saying this because, I have a bunch of film friends now and they be going through it. You know what I'm saying? They be going through like, man, am I good enough? Or, maybe I shouldn't be doing this or I'm going to just take a break. And I'm going to, it's like, never in the 13 years I've done SVS. Since I have picked up that iPod and started filming in high school, was I like, maybe I shouldn't do this or I need a break. Or no, bro, it's always been like, I'm going to make it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to get to that point of success. I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to put SVS on. It's just a matter of time. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody knows when. It literally could be 10, 20 years from now.
Exactly. I just had that talk with somebody. It's just like, if you really love something, right? Excuse me, you can't put a time limit on it because you just don't know when you're going to get into that phase of that excellency of it's about to pop. But if you quit, you will never know. It's a difference from taking a little step back or not even a step back, a break to... You got to think about mental health and stuff of that nature. So
yeah, absolutely.
But not quitting and just keep going. If you truly believe in what you're doing, you know it's going to work. No matter what grand scale, it may not be $1 million, billion bucks come from or this and that, but there's going to be some kind of success that's going to come from it to where it's going to satisfy your thoughts of, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing and this is how it's supposed to be done. So congrats to you for not giving up, dog.
Man, no, thank you, man. Two things I want to say to that. Like one is, it definitely boils down to what's your definition of success? Like I definitely had to learn that because younger it's like, oh, I got to be a millionaire, I got to do all that crap. You know what I'm saying? But for me, success is if I'm able to live like off of what I'm doing, like I can make $80,000 a year if I'm able to live efficiently off of what I'm doing, like off of what I love and making films and stuff, bro. I'm good. Like that's successful to me. Like of course I'll strive for more, but if like I'm successful. Like right, even people right now look at me like I'm because I don't have a job. You know what I'm saying? I don't clock in, I don't clock out. You know what I'm saying? No, where I've been independently since 2017, and that's not obvious. It ain't been roses in this motherfucker, but you know what I'm saying?
That's that freedom though to be able to kind of control your destiny in a way, and just be able to know that now for sure it's all on me. Like there's no excuse of I'm tired from work or I gotta go in here. They got me in here 5 days a week. It's like it's all on you.
It's on you.
That's what most people want to have that time because that's really what it is. Time.
Yeah,
you got the time to put into it.
Yeah, man. And then the second thing was when you was talking over there, it literally made me think of Kai's song, "Don't Wanna Wait." And
I don't want to wait, bro.
Yes, bro. That's like my favorite song by him, man. And he had a line in there where he was like, I was trying to remember why he was talking, man, but it was basically like he watched a close friend.
Dreams fade away. Watch a close friend of mine, dreams fade away.
Yeah.
I forgot the next bar, but I know what you're talking about exactly. Yeah.
And it was like, damn, like, I've always wanted to ask him, like, did he know somebody where like they stopped? Like, did like seeing somebody dreams fade away? Like, literally picture me not doing SVS. Like, picture SVS just fading away, and now I'm going and clocking in like some office work. And now my Instagram is SVS is gone, and I'm just you know what I'm saying, suit and tie, like doing just some regular shit. It's like seeing that in somebody like that. That's heavy to me, bro.
That can lead to a form of depression too. It's like I've been doing this for this long, I just up and quit, and now I'm just this version of me. Some folks may not be able to pull up out of that, dog.
Yeah, but you see it happens, and I feel like at the age that I'm at now, like turning 30, it's like you start to see that more. You
Welcome.
start to, man, nigga, boy.
Welcome. Well, I'm about to be 32, but welcome.
You start to see that, you start to see people's dreams fade away. You start to see people, you know what I'm saying, not do it as much anymore and stuff. And it's like, that's why I wanted to ask him, did he know somebody specifically that made him think of that line? Because like seeing that, I know it's heavy on that person seeing like having a dream fade away, but me seeing somebody else dream like stop and fade away, like that's heavy on me because it's like, damn, bro, you really just like stop. You really just like quit.
And sometimes you really can't quit because it's like how I see it as well. Everybody is not meant to be that alpha or number one. And as a person who, you know, if that's you,
Say that again.
you gotta you gotta understand that sometimes other people's blessings and success is attached to your progress, right? Like you're that one who's supposed to pop, make it big to bring somebody else along. So if you quit, look at all the lives that are attached to you, who's meant to be attached to you, that you're pretty much you letting them down too. Cause it's like, man, they're sitting here waiting for you to do, not saying like they're like constantly doing it, but just in like the universe, like once you pop, they're gonna be either your cameraman or your assistant, but it will never happen because you quit. So you really can't just give up on your dreams like that.
I think about that heavily sometimes too, man, because even though like I've never thought about quitting and stopping, but it's like, even when, you know, you have your dark times, you have your moments where stuff ain't really going your way and stuff ain't happening for you. It's like it's so many people that are attached to SVS that are, you know, once it gets to that place, it's like, yo, like, okay, now, you know, we can do such and such. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now their dreams are attached to SVS. So it's like if I stopped, I feel like that would make, every time I joke about it, even like, even, you know what I'm saying, on Instagram, man, I joke a lot, all right? So
Miles being Miles.
Whenever I just be trolling like, oh no, I'm about to stop, oh no, it's hard and heavy right now. It's like, bro, I've never genuinely felt that shit in my heart, but I know I'll always get some positive messages. Like I'll always get some people in my DMs like, yo, man, what you mean, bro? Keep going, nigga. What the fuck you talking about? Like, you know,
that's
like,
good though.
All of that type of shit. So it's like, that made me realize, like what you just said, bro, it's a lot of people attached to this SVS dream.
So with that, and he just said as far as you may have dark times, this and that. So on a mental health tip, how does Miles deal with whether you do go in a season of stress, depression, anxiety? Like how do you bounce back, or how do you kind of, in a way, heal yourself or walk yourself through those moments of, let me make sure my mental health is good? Like, is it a walk in the park, prayer, or fishing, or reading? Like, what is Miles' remedy for those mental health days?
Man, and I really just had to learn this in 2020. Like, so since 2013, really, you could say since we did the Nene video or whatever, from 2013 to 2020, I've been nonstop. I'm talking about every day.
And I can vouch for you. My boy has been consistent. If you ever need an example of what consistency is, take a look at Miles.
Hey, yo, I'm talking about every day I'm doing something towards SVS. Like not taking no mental break, no personal break, no nothing, my nigga. Like going 1,000%. And in 2020, I went through a situation that it really fucked me up mentally. Like it really, like I did not feel like myself at all. I was still like, you know, social and, you know, being myself, but mentally it was like, bro, I'm not okay. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not good right now. And it took me sitting down, like I took a break for the first time, like December 2020 for like 4 weeks. Right? So
I actually remember that. So I think I don't know if you said, I know you was off social media for a while at one point. I think that was that same time.
Yeah, that was my first time like getting off of social media, December 2020. And I took it for like 4 weeks. Or really it was like 2 weeks because like 2 weeks before I got back on, it was like me preparing to get back on type shit. So I took that break, but it wasn't good enough. So 2021, you know what I'm saying? I'm back doing SVS stuff. I'm still not mentally right. I'm thinking I was, but I really fucking wasn't. So towards the end, like I had made another film and it was like one of the most stressful freaking projects I ever freaking did. And it put me even worse in a mental state. Like I was going through personal shit and I was going through career shit. And then I said, okay, I need a longer time. Like I need longer than a month, bro. Like I need a break to really work on myself, focus on myself, and get myself right. So October 2021, that's when I said, fuck it. And I don't know when I'm going to come back. You know what I'm saying? I don't know when I'm going to, pick back up with SVS and come back to social media and stuff. So October 2021, that's when I sat down and I focused. And I realized I was depressed from like 2018 to 2021. I was suffering through depression, bro. Like I was going through shit. Like it was career depression. I got out of career depression, then went through personal life depression. So it was like a continuous 3 years of straight depression. So from October, November, December, I did the work. You know what I'm saying? I did the work. I focused on myself. I figured out, you know what I'm saying, why I was going through such things. I was finding solutions, resolves. And then that's when 2022, I came back with, like, I was calling it the season of happiness because when I realized I was depressed, I was like, how can I get back to happy Miles? How can I get back? You know what I'm saying? I'm a person who, I don't give a fuck about a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't let a lot of shit get to me type deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, life is what it is. Life going life. And I've never been that person that life, oh my gosh, like, get to me. But I was letting it get to me at that point that I realized that, okay, how can I get back to that? Who gives a fuck Miles? You know what I'm saying? How can I that's happy Miles right there. So when I found out how to get back to that, I realized, okay, that's what I need. I need to take those breaks. Like I could still go hard with SVS. That's when I started calling it SVS season. You know what I'm saying? So from January to September, that's SVS season. And then at the end of the year, from October, November, December, that's my break. I'm gonna take a break, focus on me, get myself right, isolate myself from people. I still go out to Augusta. I got a friend from college who stays out there. Shout out to Marquise. You know what I'm saying? He lets me stay on the couch, you know what I'm saying, for those 3 months, you know what I'm saying, get myself right. So, because you know what I'm saying, when you're away from people, you can't, like, you could be like, oh, hey, Miles, let's do this. I can't. You know what I'm saying? I'm far away. I'm 2 hours away.
Sorry.
Yep, can't even do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I use that time to isolate myself and get myself right. And that's something that I'm going to continue doing moving forward because how happy I felt last year in 2022, I want to keep that happiness. Yeah. Like, I want to be able to strive and thrive with that same attitude.
As you should. But a key thing that you said, and I say this all the time to my friend group, right? You have to do the work. If you're not intentionally, let me say that part, intentionally doing the work, you're never going to change, never going to progress. It's not going to fall in your lap, no matter who you praying to or this and that. We still have all the responsibilities. Much you manifest. Right. It's not, you have to get up, suck it up, not cover up whatever you're going through, but you got to put in some kind of work to
deal with.
Let me chase this happiness. Let me figure out what works best for me in my world and not what society places on me. But if you're not doing any kind of work, you're going to be in that same spot you was yesterday, last week, last month. But it real deal takes that hard work, dedication, and sacrifice to bring yourself out of a situation. Of course, you can go to counseling, which I do as well. Like, that helps. But outside of that, there's still personal work that you have to do to elevate yourself any kind of way in life. But without that, it's going to be the same old sad and depressed person sometimes.
Yes, because even with me doing that, I see it in other people. I see it, like, people, I don't know how you feel about it, but I'm just so big against on the word manifest because, like, people are replacing that with work. Like, oh, let me just say it. Oh, let me put out in the universe. No, motherfucker, you still got to go work for it.
Yeah, like, that's part of it.
Yeah, but you still got to put in the work behind what you're saying. It's not just, oh, I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm claiming it. How?
Right.
How you gonna do it? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I mean, you just because you say it don't mean it's gonna happen. Facts. Type deal. So it's like seeing people not realize. I remember I had an intern. I told her if people realized what it genuinely took to become successful, whatever their definition of successful is, you will either quit and stop or go harder because people don't. I genuinely don't think people realize what it takes, especially with social media. Social media makes it look so easy. It makes it look so attainable. It makes it look like, oh, well, that person did it. That person's out of 5 million. That's 1 out of 5 million that actually got to that place. So that means there's 4,999,000 other people that are suffering, that are failing, that are not where they want to be. Do you realize that? Do you realize that the probability of you being a part of that 4 million is higher than you being that one person?
Yep.
And people don't people don't realize that. So I've always been that person of putting in the work. I just had to realize that, holy shit, I need to put in some work on myself to get back to where, I want to be.
But again, salute to you for that, dog. A lot of people don't have that mindset. A lot of people not showing up to do it, but your flowers for doing that, of course.
Thank you, brother, man.
So, of course, I want to ask, Miles is getting to 30 Club.
Boy,
So,
in 2 weeks, really, it's like 2-3 weeks, man.
come on in. So now that you're crossing that threshold, right? Looking back, what advice, what tactics, what would you tell a young Miles, right? Like if you could go back and just sit down with you, what would you tell Miles to, not saying you have to, but either do different or how to feel this way, this and that? What would you tell Miles?
Shit, man. Man, I tell Miles 2 things. For one, fuck these bitches, nigga. God damn, my boy. Man, you let so much go in college, my boy. Damn. Look up from the computer, man. There's so much out here. God damn. Boy, get up close to the laptop, nigga. Get up.
Oh, shit.
2 is invest sooner. I didn't spend any money on SVS until like 3 years into it, like 2013. Wow. Like I didn't get I didn't buy a camera until 2013, but I've been doing it for 3 years. And it was always, I had the mindset of, I just want to make it with what I got. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever camera I'm using, I'm just, whatever. I want to make it with what I got. And then once I become a millionaire, I'll,
get what you need.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like if I would have invested, because I had money, if I had a job, if I would have invested in SVS in 2010, like quicker, I feel like my progress would have progressed faster.
That's good advice for young Miles. Tell them get to it fast and get them cheats, my boy.
Man,
take a break.
Boy, I ain't gonna hold you. I think about that too often, my nigga. Like college, I was so focused, man. I was focused on.
That's a good thing, though. At least you built that up to not be distracted. But again, like you say,
bro,
so you can't get that time back.
You can't get that time back. And what makes it, people always thought I was fucking a lot in college. And it's like, my nigga, I was at the laptop, bro. Like I was never concerned about, man, I'm fucking them keys up. I was never concerned with that, man. But looking back at it, I just see, the hints thrown and like especially once the Nene dropped, like, man. Like,
bro, it was like, it should have been your prime time and getting in. Everybody walking around in sort of best the female. That you belong to Miles right there, boy.
Nah, that's one of Miles right there, my boy. Yes, sir.
Crazy, man. But
don't touch my guy.
Stamped and approved,
bro.
But that's crazy, man. But nah, it's a blessing to hear your story, bro. But before we get out of here, right? So do you have any announcements you want to say? Anything you got coming up that you want people to know? And if so, just go ahead and tell them, man.
Hell yeah, man. So we did just drop Stripper Party on Tubi. It's going pretty crazy. Shout out to everybody who done seen that, man. Keep watching it, because, boy, them numbers is looking great. Change my life next year. We got 2 more movies dropping. We have another movie called No Disrespect coming. It's it's a little different, you know what I'm saying? It's
got to be different.
It's a thug movie, you know what I'm saying? We tried the little gangster shit with SVS. I was just watching some of it last night, man. It's different, you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm gonna keep saying. We mainly known for comedy, but we threw little guns in there this time, and hopefully y'all like it. If not, I ain't even mad at you. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. We tried. We tried. And then we got one more coming called The Lost Sex Tape. Now, I don't know if you...
I heard you say that before, though. Mentioning Lost Sex Tape.
Yeah, so, that was my first short film I ever made.
Okay, that's right.
In college. That was another, video that it went, huge, across campuses and stuff. And... once again, we was thinking about the Tubi audience and stuff, and I was like, yo, if we remade The Lost Sex Tape, I think that would do great, on Tubi. And so that's what we did, you know what I'm saying? We remade it, and it should be coming out in a couple weeks as well. So please, man, go watch them, and honestly, watch everything of mine on Tubi, man. Nigga, just type in Miles Triplett, 2 T's, and all my movies will pop up, bro. Just have a marathon, man. Check them out, bro, because that's really all I'm focused on right now. Is just promoting those films and whatnot. And then by the time they all drop, it should be the end of SVS season, man, and I'm off.
Let's do it, man. So tell them where to find you on social media when they looking for you.
Hey, man, check your boy out at the Big Daddy D, my nigga. When I say it's so funny seeing like my friends, like I'll be out and like a friend of a friend, like I don't know, they'll be like, oh hey, what's your Instagram? I'm like, hey man, tell them man. They don't want to say it.
I'm just saying, bro. I'm talking to Kyle sometimes, even bro Eve, like, what's this? I'm like, bro, just give me your phone, dog. Just give me a phone. I'm like, hey, follow Big Daddy D. Just give me a phone, bro.
None of my guy friends, not even my friends that are girls, will be like, will say it. It's like, yeah, look, just type it in.
Yeah,
like,
man.
nah, say it with your chest. Follow me at the Big Daddy D. It's an underscore at the end, man. And I'm big on Instagram. That's my platform. That social media platform that I'm heavy on, man. So yeah, man, just follow me there and keep up with the journey.
Amen, amen. But again, bro, it was good having you here.
Man,
thank you for pulling up, dog. For real, man.
You like my first interview for real,
Word.
man. Yeah,
man, it's a blessing, bro. I got it first.
I appreciate you, man, for real, bro.
No problem, man. So look, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of the Inherited Podcast. Remember, it starts with you. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram at SirGatesVC. That's on all social across the board. Follow Inherited at NHERITD and the Inherited Podcast page at Inherited Pod. Y'all have a good day wherever you listen to this at. Thank you and I love y'all, man. Until next time.
Dang.